Hey guys, it's Amber. So I've got just a few minutes and we're just going to try to do a really quick crash course on clicker training. I've had a lot of people ask. Typically we kind of go over this on puppy pickup day as well, but it's going to be a little bit crazy this time just because we're going to have a lot of families and we always make sure to take the time to talk with everybody and we go over the puppy portfolios, but I kind of want to dive a little bit deeper into clicker training. It's really, really simple. All of our puppies go home with the clickers, and we use them ourselves. So if you're not, and listen guys, a lot of you are familiar with it. Everybody's going to have their own way or method of using it and kind of what works for them. This is what works for us, and it has for many, many years. So this is kind of just something that we do, and this is how we teach it. So I'm here with Sue. She's one of our moms, and she is one of our certified therapy dogs. This is exactly what we did with her training. So we trained her ourselves, and it was about a 10-week program, and then we went and took the test. So if you're not familiar, this is the clicker, okay? And usually just kind of, I don't have my helpers here to help me film, so I'm trying to do this myself. I usually just have it on a wrist, and see, she's ready to work. She knows what that is. What we do before puppies go home is we want them to hear the clicker noise and to associate that with kind of getting a prize and doing something correct and getting rewarded for it. It works great because it quickly catches their attention. It's an artificial sound, so immediately they look. She's perked up and she knows, and it's very quick. Sue is an older girl. She's certainly not a puppy, but our youngest puppies quickly associate the noise of the clicker. So we've already been working with the babies that we have now. So what I've been doing is I'll just click it to get their attention, and I give them a treat, and they love it. They don't really know how to, do all the sit and shake and wait and all that, of course, but they have already learned that this is something that is positive. It's something that they get a treat for and they're rewarded. And then as soon as they get home with their new families, they will quickly begin the obedience training as far as sitting and waiting and stay and all that. So this is just something for the process that we go through. Again, I've got my clicker. And so when you guys get your puppy at home, we've already started the process, but it's not going to hurt just to go ahead and click it and give them a treat, okay? Click it, give them a treat, okay? Now, in saying that, I've seen a lot of families that it's a very rushed process. They got their clicker and they're trying to get their treat and trying to give it to the puppy. But the idea is that the only thing that needs to happen quickly is the click. Okay, that's the only thing that needs to happen instantly after they do the command that you have instructed them to do. Okay, you can wait a minute to get your treat. For instance, I've got my treat here, and I've got Sue, and her treat is her favorite. It is just chicken in a bowl. So it's going to take me a second to click it and then to give her a treat, but that's okay. She knows she's going to get rewarded. The idea is that they quickly associate the sound with the positive reinforcement of doing whatever it was that they were supposed to do, okay? All right, so let's start with the sit command. That's the first command I always start with. Sue, come. So that's the first command that I always start with. So with little puppies, what we do, they are automatically going to sit. They're not going to know. See, she's listening. They're not going to know that that's really what you're wanting them to do. But since you have already started, okay, wait. Since you have already let them know that whenever they hear the sound and you give them a treat, that's what they're supposed to be doing. And so when you tell the dog to sit, and the trick is as soon as their bottom hits the ground, you click it, give them a treat. Okay? And again, as soon as their bottom hits the ground, that's what we're going for, is the click. Okay? So I've seen a lot of families that one of the things I've seen as well is that they don't have the clicker with them. Okay? Maybe the clicker is on a table somewhere, and they tell the dog to sit, and the dog sits, and then they reach, or maybe it's in their pocket or what have you, and then they click it. Well, guess what? That puppy has already disassociated whatever the command was with the positive reinforcement of the clicker. It happens that quick that as soon as the bottom hits the ground, you need to click it, give them a treat. Sue, come. Sue, come here. Sit. Okay, so we've clicked it, and we're going to give her a treat. Easy. Good girl. Okay? All right. So you're going to find that that's a pretty easy command. It's almost crazy just how quick they pick that up. I have trained a dog to sit in 10 minutes before, and 8 weeks old. And they instantly know, whenever I sit, I'm going to get a treat. I'm going to get rewarded. So you like a piece of chicken right here. Okay. So the next command that I like to work on before we move on to anything that takes a little bit more time is the watch me command. See, she already knows. I use this command a lot, especially in public where there's distractions. Maybe there's other dogs. We're at the vet. The key with this one, and it's called watch me, is sit, Sue. Sit. Good girl. I don't have a treat for you. You don't always get a treat. All right. So the key is you have your treat. Again, I don't have my helpers here, so I'm trying to show you all this. So I usually get down to their level. I kind of squat down, and I have my treat. Let's say I don't have my treat with me right now, but I have my treat, okay? I am going to put it in front of my face at eye level, and I'm going to say, watch me. She already knows, but what's going to happen is that you're going to have a puppy, and they're looking around. Maybe they're sitting, maybe they're not. You say their name, and you say, Sue, watch me. Watch me. As soon as they make eye contact with you, just like she did, click it, give them a treat. They have just stopped what they're doing. And you want to keep that up. It sounds like a simple command, and it is, but it does take a little bit of time. You're going to just keep doing that. You're just going to keep doing that. Okay, you'll say, watch me, and then you give them a treat after you've clicked it. So, a lot of times I'll be in public, I won't have my clicker, but they automatically know that I'm wanting them to do something for me. So a lot of times if we're at the vet, maybe they're distracted by another dog, maybe I don't want them to go and bother the other dog, I will distract them and say, hey, Sue, watch me. And usually by that point, they're sitting and eyes are on me. And then I will pet them and distract them from whatever that they probably shouldn't be doing. Sometimes I'll say, watch me, when I do want them to do a different command. So if I'm wanting them to come or something and heel, or maybe I'm wanting them to wait or something like that, and I can see that they're looking around and they're not paying attention to me, I'll say, hey, Sue, watch me. And usually you'll see that her ears perked up. She's watching me for the next command. So that's how you teach them how to do that. Okay, you're just going to tell them, like I said, when you've got this little puppy, you're just going to sit down. Okay, they're going to be looking at you, and it might take a minute. It's okay if it takes a minute. But as soon as they make eye contact with you, you click it, and then you reach and you give them a treat. sometimes I'll have some kibble in my hand with the clicker, and it's easy because I can just give it to them. But I don't always have kibble in my hand. It just depends on what the treat is and that kind of thing. But especially with little puppies, I do try to keep some treats on hand so they're not waiting too long. But again, the kicker is that you want them to definitely stop, watch you. You click it, and then you give them a treat. So don't be so rushed to follow up the click with the treat. So definitely do it after, but it doesn't need to be within seconds. You've got a little bit. Okay, so again, that is called Watch Me. And usually when they have mastered that, then, it doesn't take that long, but it does take just a little bit more time than the sit. Sit usually comes a little bit more natural. Okay, so the next one I'm not going to lie, guys, it can be a booger. Sue, come. Yep. All right, sit. The next one is called Leave It. See, she wants her chicken. Leave It. Now, this one has steps to it, okay, because it's tricky. And in the therapy dog program, it is the number one command that they must know this command. If they do not know the command, they will immediately fail the dog. It takes a little bit of time, and it's going to take a little bit of patience. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with, I'm going to try to do this with y'all seeing, but I'm trying to hold the phone. Okay, so I've got my chicken. Okay, so the first step to leave it, okay, Sue, the first step to leave it is I want you guys to put the treat in your hand, and I want you to ball your hand up. Okay, they know that treat's in there. They can smell it. You smell it? Okay. So they're going to smell it, and that's okay. That's okay. You want the puppy to know that the treat's in there. Okay? So her nose was touching it. As soon as you say leave it, okay, you see how she took her nose away? Click it, give him a treat. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that so she's not mad at us. See? Leave it. Nope. It's in my hand. Okay? And you're going to do this for a while. Don't rush this stage. So you're going to do this for a while. And again, put another treat in your hand. Ball your hand up. Hold your hand where they can sniff it, lick it. It's okay. Soon, and you say leave it. As soon as they take their nose off of your hand, click it, give them a treat. Okay? Work on this for a while. Don't rush it. Make sure they really understand that they're not supposed to be touching your hand with their nose. And pretty much what you're going to find is that a lot of times the dog, eventually will just not even come near your hand because they know that they're not supposed to. Okay, this is where it really gets tricky. Okay? Now you're going to open your hand with the treat in your hand. Now you're going to open it. I like to start a little bit higher and work my way down until eventually the treat is on the ground. So what you're going to do is you're going to have the treat in your hand, and at first, this is going to take a little bit of time. When you open the hand, the puppy will, it's okay, you can have it, Sue. The puppy will eat the treat out of your hand. That's normal. That's going to happen. You're going to have to remind the puppy to, okay, that's gross. You're going to have to remind the puppy to leave it. And eventually, as soon as they take their head away from your hand, you click it and you give them a treat, okay? So again, I usually start a little bit higher and then I work my hand down, okay? So once they've mastered this level, then I usually lower my hand a little bit, okay? And as you get closer to that dog's level, the more likely they're going to want to take that treat. The more likely, so from head level down, the more likely they're going to take that treat out of your hand. But you're just going to have to be patient, trust the process. It does work. And you, like I said, will just have the treat in your hand, and then you will just slowly lower it. And so once I feel like they've mastered this level, and whenever I tell them to leave it and they have moved their nose away from my hand, then I lower my hand a little bit. They master this level, and then so on. The final level is when you are going to take this treat, and sometimes, I'm not going to lie, sometimes Sue doesn't listen to me and she takes the treat, especially with chicken. It's her favorite. Sue, up. Okay. Whoops, I'm dropping chicken. Hang on. Okay, sit. Sit, Sue. Sit. All right, sit. Good girl. Wait. And sometimes I have to tell her no. No, sit. Wait. 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 Okay, I'm going to put the treat down. Nope, you can't have it. Sit. Wait. 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 No. I wish I had a helper here to hold my hand, hold my phone. Okay, wait. Wait. No. No. Leave it. Leave it. There's the treat. You can have it. Good girl. It's okay if you have to tell them no. Okay? And Sue definitely knows what no means. You want another one? Sit. Sit. Good girl. I didn't click it because she's trained. And here's the idea is that eventually you do not need the clicker. We use ours for training, and when they're fully trained, I take away the clicker. Sometimes you might have to get it back out again and kind of remind them of what they're supposed to be doing, and that's okay too, you know. I have to, and Sue is fully trained, but sometimes I have to do that with her. Sometimes I have to get the trainer back out to the clicker and just remind her of the expectations. And we have to do that with the therapy dog program anyways. We have to constantly go through training and kind of remind them of what the expectations are. Okay, and that's leave it. So once they've mastered the treat on the floor and they do not mess with the treat, then the next and final step to leave it is I will usually, and I tell you, outside it works great. If you've got a big open area, this would work fine. I usually get things that would tempt a dog. Okay, so I might put some tennis balls right here, and then I might put empty bag of chips right here, and then I might put a piece of chicken right here maybe. There's a piece of chicken. And then I'm going to put her on a leash, and we are going to walk around all of those yummy treats, toys that I know that she really wants. And we're going to walk, I know they're not here, but we're going to walk around them, and I'm going to remind her that she needs to leave it. So her nose cannot touch whatever the items are. So that's the idea of leave it. And so at first, even though they've mastered the on the floor and leaving that, sometimes they're still tempted to put their nose or maybe go grab the tennis ball. But they do listen. This usually doesn't take a long time because they've already mastered the leave it as far as the treat goes on the floor. And I keep them on a leash, and we do the leash training for a while. And then once I know that they're not going to mess with the treats, then I take them off the leash and we walk together. I walk with her and we go back around the treats, and I just remind her to leave it. And I'll say, no treats, leave it. And she'll stay right here with me, and she won't mess with them. And so that is the leave it command, and that's just really, really important. We use it quite a bit, especially with Doc. I know okay, you want another treat. Especially with Doc, he likes to look for children's socks. It's his thing. And so if I even see him go near a laundry basket, I just automatically tell him to leave it. And so he pretty much just knows he's not allowed around laundry baskets because he tries to eat the boys' socks. And so if you have a dog that likes to counter surf, Kitty used to do that. While we weren't looking, Kitty would jump on the counter, and she's eating steaks, she's eating chicken when we first got her. So I don't know if her previous owners, if that was something that they just didn't work on. So it did take a little bit of time because she was 2 years old, and so we kind of had to go backwards and kind of work on some basic obedience that really she should have already had. But she was a really, really smart girl, and so it didn't take any time at all. And she knows she's not supposed to, get on the counter. And the thing is, we would just say, leave it. If I even saw her around the counter, I would just say, leave it. So now she can hang out with us, and we don't even have to worry about her snatching a ribeye, which we weren't happy. Dinner, we didn't, I think we probably switched and ordered something out that night. She totally ate it. But, so that's kind of the crash course. There are so many different commands, that your dog can learn. One of the other ones really quick, and then I'm going to have to jump off, is when potty training, we pick one door. This is our front door. We call it the potty door, and, bring the clicker with you. And again, you can have treats with you. If you do, great. If you don't, that's fine. The main thing is the clicker. And you're going to want to take the puppy outside. So you're going to open the door, take the puppy out, click it, give him a treat. Take the puppy back in, click it, give him a treat. Do that just a few times to let them know that when they go outside that they get rewarded. Okay, so that's kind of the first step in potty training. So it's really simple. Open the door, walk outside with them, click it, give them a treat, come back inside, click it, give them a treat. Good dog, good dog, good dog. Really high praise. So when they do potty outside, you also want to click it, give them a treat. Good, go potty. Good. Really talk to your dog. Let them know what they're doing. Things that we do is we say, gotta go potty, gotta go pee, gotta go potty, gotta go pee. And so she knows what that means. She knew what that meant at 8 weeks old. And this is the door that we used. And we would go outside, and I would let her run around. And sometimes she needed to go to the bathroom, and sometimes she didn't. It's okay. She still got rewarded for going outside to go try to go potty. I have a lot of families that use a bell system. That's fine too. So, what they do is they train the dog to ring the bell. And then as soon as they've, rung the bell, they click it, give them a treat. I don't do that. We just have too many dogs. The bell would be constantly ringing, but we just use the door, and it works great. If you want to use a bell, I have a lot of families that love it, and that it works great for their house. We just don't do the bell. And so if y'all will just consistently work with your puppy, I promise you they will be trained in no time. There's certainly no reason to, pay all the money for just basic obedience, because it's really something truly that you guys can do at home. And you just want to stay patient and just more importantly, stay consistent. You don't have to do this all day long. If you'll do this just here and there throughout the day, maybe just 30 minutes a day, it's really an easy process. We leave our clicker in the kitchen on a cabinet knob, so that way we all have access to it. We do have 2 young boys. They are 9 and 11, and if they can do this, you guys certainly can. And what I love about that is I have a lot of you guys that you do have families. There's multiple people in the household, and we all know the story of, well, my dog only listens to my husband, or the dog only listens to my wife. Well, in doing this and having the clicker on the cabinet knob where everybody has access to it, these dogs listen. If anybody in this house, including our youngest, if they say no, our dogs know that we mean business. Okay, so I've seen a lot of dogs where, especially big dogs, where they don't listen to children, knock them over, all that good stuff. Have your children involved in this and kind of make it a family thing, and it's a lot of fun. And I have had my niece when she was 3 doing this, and she loved it. It was a lot of fun, and they respected her, and they listened to her, and they knew that because she was holding this clicker, that she had power. They needed to listen to her, who was teeny tiny, instead of me. Now, they know I was the owner and that she is a child, but they still listen to her. So definitely keep this somewhere where everybody has access to it. And again, if you'll do it just a little bit every day, you will be very surprised at how quickly that they can work. And, then once you get obedience training, then you can kind of start doing tricks with them and learning how to shake and doing twirls and all that good stuff. So it's a lot of fun. Again, we sent home these clickers, so excited for y'all to get your babies. We have Joe and Finn babies going home this Saturday. It's been a very, very busy week, getting puppies ready to go and getting puppy portfolios, finishing editing Sue's pictures, and then got to work on Birdie and Kitty baby pictures, and they'll be outside. It is supposed to rain tomorrow, so I'm going to try to get those done tonight, because I do like to have the 5-week portraits outside, because inside they're just running wild and they're crazy. So hope that this helped you guys. I didn't make it just too long. It's just kind of a clicker crash course. There are so many videos on YouTube that are free as well, if you guys want to check those out. It's just one of those things that it just takes a little bit of time and a little bit of patience. And this is kind of the trick to obedience training. Another thing, just quickly before I get off, is you are going to have to change your treats. Now, Sue loves chicken. This usually always works. But you'll have dogs where they get tired of chicken, or maybe they get tired of beef, or whatever the treat is. So you have to up your treat game. You have to change your treats. This is just bull chicken. There's nothing fancy, but it's her absolute favorite. She will do anything. She's drooling. She will do anything for chicken. I use dog treats. I use training treats. I have different flavors. I just kind of use just anything. And if I feel like if they're little puppies and I feel like they're not really listening to me and it's not catching, it probably means you need to up your treat game. So they're getting a little bit tired of whatever treat that you're giving them, and they're not going to do any work for that. So definitely up your treat game. Another thing that you can do, be careful with little puppies and introducing all these new foods and whatnot. But I've not ever, our dogs don't have any kind of food allergies or anything. So I've never personally had a problem with it. But I do give them salmon as well. So I'll put salmon in a bowl and I'll use that as a treat. Again, I use just different brands of dog treats. There's so many on the market. Just whatever works for you guys. And again, if y'all have any questions, let me know. I hope that this has helped. And I promise if you'll do these few things, it will really, really help with potty training and just the overall experience of having a puppy. And it will make your lives so much easier. So happy to do this video, and I hope that it helps, and we will be in touch.